Okay, Firefighter 1 knots. You gotta know 4 of them. The Clove Hitch, Handcuffs, Bowline with a safety, and figure 8 on a bight. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there. This is just my attempt for some friends. If you're better with books, Tree Climber's Companion has a fair bit of knots in there. I don't believe it has all of them missing handcuffs, but as the resident tree guy, Jeff Jepson also makes a big book of knots. This might be helpful. Okay, rope short. Make sure the rope is nice and flexible. Sometimes we get the super stiff kern mantle rope, and it makes things more difficult. So we're going to start with the Clove Hitch. Clove Hitch, you might want to wrap around a tool to pass it up to somebody. So going over the object, you loop around like so. You make a little X like that. And then pull it up through here. Pull it tight. End up with that nice little X. That's your Clove Hitch. You could possibly then bring this around, do some other things with it to lock it off, but you don't need to know that. You just need to know the Clove Hitch. What it looks like from the other side, wrapped around a tool. You make that little X. Up, over, back around and through. Clove Hitch. Okay, now we're gonna do the handcuff knot. Super easy to do. You might use it to pull someone out of a confined space by the wrist. All you do is you make a nice overhand loop like that. I like to move my left hand down there to hold it. And then you just mirror that. So then you flip the rope around like this. Notice how now it's coming around through the back. You kind of pass them over like a pretzel. Now you pull that loop. Side through there and this side through the other loop. Pull them tight. When you finish it up, it's kind of going to look a little bit like a square knot in there with a loop going around everything, if that helps you out. If you're a young guy and you remember anything from Boy Scouts. So now I can slip my hands in there, and if you're to pull on your 2 running ends, these would cinch down. And untie it, just pull it. Okay. Now we're gonna do the bowline with the safety. Bowline's really not that hard, but I think some people get a little confused with it. So what I like to do, I'm gonna shorten up my rope a bit just to make sure I get everything on camera. So make a loop just like this, and I pinch it with my left hand. The part that's going down, I wanna bring back over the rope coming up through my hand. So hold it just like that between 2 fingers. At the other end of your rope, you come through the back of the hole, around that other working end. Then you go back down through that same hole. Notice this whole time I didn't move my left hand, and now with my right hand I grab those 2 pieces, pull it tight. That's your bowline. And now for Firefighter 1, you need to put a safety in it. You could put a figure 8 knot or just a little overhand knot. Both should be fine. So to do that, I'm just gonna loop around, make a loop like so, loop around, make a little figure 8 like so, put it back into the hole, pull it tight. That would have been easier if I had left a longer tail on there. So that's just something to be aware of. Oh. So that is your bowline with the safety. You'll know you tied the bowline right if you make a loop that no matter how hard you pull on it, it doesn't collapse. So now untying the bowline is just pull. And there we go with my left hand again. Okay, now the figure 8 on a bight. You want to grab your rope in the middle or close to the middle. What we now have, these two pieces of rope together, ending with that bend, is called a bight. So similar to before, when you saw that single figure 8 knot, we're making a figure 8 on a bight. So you come over like so, grip that with your right hand, bring it around like so, and then you take that bight back through the hole, pull it tight. Now you have a figure 8 on a bight. Not used so much in tree work, but for firefighting, that is a good rappel knot. If you had to doing this to rappel off of it, you do it, make a bight more towards under your rope. You got, the rest of your rope hanging up high. You can clip in there, and that loop is not going to come out as long as there's weight on it. It's supported like so. So now untying the figure 8 on a bight, just push that bight of rope through the hole. We're untying, we're undoing that 8, and there you go.